A financial tsunami is about to hit ratepayers in the pocket. Strong words from the Christchurch City Council's Finance Committee Chairman during an interview on CTV's Lynch last night.
And I use them because I'm trying to get people's attention to say this is a serious problem.
Major projects in the Central City blueprint, like the library and the Metro Sports facility, have construction bills running into the hundreds of millions of dollars. Rate rises could be on the cards to help pay for these big-ticket items.
I've looked at the budgets in the 10-year forecast, and that shows pretty hefty rate rises already to get us to the current base case, which is a debt of around 2 to 2.2 billion. So, I mean, that's when I say this is a serious problem.
The first rate increase is hitting ratepayers this year. That's already a hefty increase at 6.5%, but that figure could soon increase.
I don't get the feeling people want rate rises of 10% or 8% a year.
Councillor Manji says rate increases will need to happen.
Raising rates also helps us with our debt ratios because that's one of the key ratios. But you have to remember all of this work only gets us back to what was quite a tricky position in the first place.
He wants to bring asset sales back up for discussion around the council table.
You can't say we're not selling any assets because that doesn't make any sense.
Well, not if we've got a financial tsunami coming.
No. Pre-earthquake, fine, you could have that position because there wasn't a funding issue. But I think we just have to be open. And it doesn't mean that we have to sell assets or that we're going to, but we have to be open to all the options that are on the table.
But earlier in the show, Councillor Manji told Chris Lynch no assets would be sold.
I think we need to get away from the idea that we're going to sell assets. We're always going to keep strategic control of our strategic assets.
There are murmurs that the government will need to stump up more cash for its share of the blueprint bill. However, the Earthquake Recovery Minister has previously ruled this out. Councillor Manji says it could still happen.
He's committed the government to $1.8 billion for the
vanity projects,
the government's piece of the pie, and obviously he'd like to stick to that number, and that's fine. He wants to make sure that we're doing our bit to keep costs down, but there is flexibility there.
However, as the government hasn't had a chance to review the Quarter Mentha report into the council's finances, these potential discussions won't be happening for some time yet. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.